I have no idea where we are in Singapore, but it's late at night and I'm prepared to party with wild animals. Yep, not the party kind. We are actually here at Acres in Singapore, which does wildlife rescue missions. As you can hear, we're surrounded by dogs who all reside here. Today, we're going to see how many animals we can actually try to rescue and what it's like at night on shift with some of their rescue rangers. So, follow us on an adventure. Hello. If you find a snake or any other kind of wild animal in your house, these are the rescue rangers that you'll be calling, and you'll be surprised. They don't exactly come in big packages. These girls on night duty are pretty petite, checking in at about 1.6 meters tall. So you would hardly believe that as part of their job, Charlene and Anbu wrestle with animals like dangerous pythons, which can be at least half their body weight. They sure don't look the part. What were you studying before this?
Graphic design, multimedia.
My first degree was in life sciences in biology back in India, and I moved here to do my second in environmental management.
Acres has trained Charlene and Anbu as well as its 13 other staff on how to properly help and rescue wildlife. Native animals are checked and returned to designated natural habitats approved by the NParks. Since 2001, the organization also has tried to recover and return animals smuggled to Singapore as pets by the wildlife trade to their natural habitats overseas. But sometimes, these rescue missions can get pretty ugly.
On my birthday last year, and we had a little celebration, and I wanted to be on duty that night. So we both were on duty, and we went for this python, and he was obviously very stressed because he was eating. He was trying to swallow a stray cat. It always gives us a mixed feeling for us because we also obviously empathize for the cat, and it is a natural behavior for the python as well. So it is a very difficult moment for us, but he was consuming and the cat was already dead, so there's nothing that we could do when we arrived at the scene, so we had to wait for the python to swallow the cat. And it so happened that after that he got very stressed when we moved him into the carrier, and he just regurgitated everything. So I remember that very well because, it took me a few hours of laundry work to clean up.
Basically, you didn't have a party and puke on yourself. You had a python puke on you.
Asked for it. Got it.
The two pint-sized rescue rangers are also part of the 3 live-in staff at the headquarters at Jalan Lega. With 3 dogs and 66 reptiles currently in residence in the quarantine, and being on shifts that sometimes go up to 36 hours, does that mean their love lives might be a little lackluster?
Actually, I think it's quite alright. We do go out a lot, quite a lot. And we have our own hotspots. So we go there with our friends because it's quite romantic to be here, very quiet.
Oh no.
Hard to date a guy, for instance, if you're here all the time, because you're either out late at night, when most people go on dates.
We are alone here, our parents are not here, we have a lot of freedom.
Oh my god,
Am I allowed to say that? Okay, y'all can edit here and there, right?
So anyway, Anbu, who showed us around her living quarters in Acres, admitted that she had difficulty convincing her parents that this was the job for her.
Like all parents, she also has valid concerns on why am I doing this work when you have 2 master's degree, and the photos that she sees are like with me with boots and all exhausted and stuff. So she would like me to be more, successful in terms of the money. This is the time you should get settled, get married, have children and stuff. So she just tried to ask me to get stable, but at least she's supportive and not force me. So I tell her that I'm loving what I do and I'm happy, and this is what matters.
For Charlene, who had to take more than a 50% pay cut from her previous job as a graphic designer, the joy of the job is in helping animals with no voice.
When we collect our salaries, for example, it's a big drop. But it makes up for it for every time when an animal is rescued, in the most disastrous moments, in the most disastrous situations or locations. And when you see the animal just scoot off from the carrier, it's like, okay, that's $1 million.
Well, one thing's for sure, these girls already know how to handle snakes, so I wouldn't try to pull a fast one on them. Meanwhile, stay tuned as we join the girls on some late-night rescue missions.